Chapter 123. What happened? Faye frowned and said, "It was Nancy who told Chelsea about it. That's how we knew." Joy Corp hired people from a headhunting company to approach Nancy. They offered a high price to leak data from Willow Corporation. They also offered her a lucrative deal to work undercover. The deal was to spread rumors within Willow Corp that they were on the brink of bankruptcy due to debt issues. They promised to acquire Willow Corp and make Nancy the CFO, among other things. Wilbur instantly seemed upset upon hearing that. Industry competition was inevitable, but whoever targeted them made a huge mistake. Wilbur fell into thought. Such actions were illegal, but it was nothing new. They wanted to get someone from the inside to work undercover and spread rumors. They were trying to cause panic from the inside and pressure them from the outside. The target would be easily persuaded to sell. Then they could acquire the target company at a low price. They chose Nancy because they had done their research. She was young and inexperienced. Secondly, she just stepped into a leadership role, which makes her susceptible to impulsive decisions and thus easier to manipulate. However, her character was approved by Wilbur before she was entrusted with the leadership role. Otherwise, Wilbur would not have allowed her to take on the role of general manager so easily. They clearly made a mistake. That was why Faye found out immediately. After some time, Wilbur asked, out of all the enterprises in Town, why did Joy Corp target Willow Corp? Willow Corp might not be big, but it is an established business. It holds a favorable geographical location. If Joy Corp manages to acquire Willow Corp and invest in its renovation, it will soon develop this area into a high-end commercial district. That was my plan as well. But I didn't anticipate Joy Corp to make a move so suddenly, she explained. Wilbur asked, "What's your plan then?" Faye thought about it and said, "We should rebrand Willow Corp sooner and list it as a company under Cape Consortium. Make our renovation plan public to all the tenants of Willow Corp and promise a 20% reduction in rent for the long-standing merchants." Joy Corp won't have an easy start this way. "Is a 20% reduction in rent a last resort?" asked Wilbur. Faye shook her head and said, "It's not. We have substantial funds. After renovating Willow Corp and reducing rent for the old merchants, our popularity will increase and attract new businesses to move in. This is also part of our plan." Wilbur nodded and said, "I see. Sounds good. Let's proceed according to your plan." She said, "All right. Let's proceed with this plan." "The plan is good, but have you forgotten about Pentagon Corp?" he asked. She looked puzzled and asked, "What do you mean?" "For Joy Corp to target Willow Corp now, they are most likely already have their eyes on Town. Isn't this foreign enterprise a little too arrogant?" Wilbur remarked. She pondered for a moment and replied, "You're right. Based on my experience, Joy Corp's acquisition of Willow Corp is just the beginning. They have great financial support and will surely continue to acquire other enterprises and rebrand them under Joy Corp. They will establish a monopoly as long as the scale is large enough. They are making it difficult for smaller enterprises to survive. Eventually, these weaker enterprises will have to sell at low prices, allowing Joy Corp to continue their aggressive acquisitions. They'll raise rents and recover the money they invested by exploiting the tenants. That's how capitalists operate these days. I'm not a businessman myself, but I'm aware of that," Wilbur said slowly. Indeed, that was the state of society. Capitalists invested a huge amount of money into a specific industry, even incurring losses, to attract customers and establish a foothold. They would raise the prices gradually. Once the business was established, they would make their profits from the customers. Several well-known enterprises in the country operated that way. Many people understood the concept, but they could not do anything about it. Wilbur asked, "Is there any way we can teach Joy Corp a lesson? Perhaps we can acquire them?" Faye frowned and said, "There is a way, but it will require a massive amount of money. It may take a couple of years." "Tell me about what you have in mind," Wilbur prompted. She responded without hesitation, "We can fight fire with fire. We will use the same tactics to acquire Joy Corp, just like what they tried with us. We can establish our own brand in Town. If it's a success, this will turn into a valuable investment." He chuckled and said, Let's start working on the plan and put it on the agenda as soon as possible. We'll make sure Joy Corp is kicked out of Seacher Town.